Welcome. I am your host, Dr. Derek A. Reeves, and this is Moments of Reflection. Today, I want to discuss a topic that is entitled Pneumatic Symbiosis. Whenever we speak of symbiosis is simply a close relationship between two species where at least one of the species benefits. Now, what I'm speaking of when I say pneumatic symbiosis, I'm really talking about the relationship between man and God. It's not a true symbiosis because God is not a species. But when I say pneumatic symbiosis, then I'm talking about a relationship or something that binds us together spiritually with God. And of course, that is the new birth, and that is our surrendering ourselves to be filled with His Spirit. Now, there are three types of symbiotic relationships. One is called mutualism. Mutualism is a symbiotic relationship in which both species benefit. We cannot say that God is receiving a literal benefit from being within us and us being attached to Him, other than He is obtaining a family and we are operating in the kingdom. But all of these things are really volitionally inspired because God doesn't really need us. But in the text or the context of Him loving and desiring to share His kingdom with others, then we have to look at this as then a volitional desire and not an essential need. And so you have mutualism. You have a symbiotic relationship in which both species benefit. And again, because God is not a species, then we cannot say this is a mutualistic symbiotic relationship. Next, there is commensalism. Commensalism. And commensalism is a symbiotic relationship in which one species benefits while the other species is not affected. And so when we speak of this, again, we have to understand God is not a species, because a species then is something that has characteristics that can be compared against another species. There is nothing like God in existence. There is no one like God or identical to God. And even the likeness that He created man is simply a caricature or a reflection of the true. And so when there is commensalism, then we speak of two species, both of them are linked together, and at least one of them has some type of benefit while the other uses them for a purpose. Then we come to parasitism. This is a symbiotic relationship in which one species, usually the parasite, benefits while the other species or the host is harmed. And so when we talk about pneumatic symbiosis, we're talking about this relationship with God, that God is within us and He pours out to us wisdom, knowledge, grace, truth, power, life, the anointing. And so we have a mutual agreement and a mutual covenant, but in realistic views and realistic perspective, it's God who is doing the bulk of the work. He fills us, He saves us, He empowers us, He purges us, He forgives us, and we receive the benefit. And so when we speak of, again, a pneumatic symbiotic relationship or pneumatic symbiosis, we're talking about our relationship to God, where we are attached to Him, He is within us, but we benefit from everything that God is and everything that God has chosen to do for and with us. And so this is all the time. This is just a reflection of an understanding that when we realize that God in us is the hope of glory, when we realize that God is the source of our strength, our life, He's the source of our victory, and even in the midst of disappointments, God is always there. I'm sorry we're out of time. I am your host, Dr. Derek A. Reeves, and until next time, God bless and keep you.